many other projects that are invading our state and our region. Yeah. Okay, how about now? These projects are the work of arrogant and corrupt corporations who are working through a corrupt system that puts profit before people in a mad dash to export abundant frack gas for top dollar. Although this pipeline is not the only example of the infrastructure that we don't want and we don't need, it is with the exception of Indian Point, New York, the most egregious and obscene example of corporate abuse and the overreach of the Federal Energy Regulating Commission. With the support of FERC, companies like Spectra Energy of Texas and Kinder Morgan can self-certify both the need for their projects and their safety in a process that unfairly leverages the wealth, influence, and lobbying powers of these corporations against the interests of the people most affected. In the case,
self-regulation means no regulation.
No. In the case of Indian Point, this puts a high-pressure pipeline near hundreds of feet from a nuclear power plant with documented leaks just 20 miles from New York City.
New York sucks.
In West Roxbury, this puts a 750 psi metering regulating station directly opposite a live blasting quarry in a densely populated neighborhood that includes 3 schools and a nursing home, which is, guess what, a fault zone in an area of multiple documented gas leaks. No shit, right? No shit. And I live there. And guess what else? Despite the fact that they've never cited a station like this in a blast zone within a community like this, Spectra Energy says it's safe. Us experts are hired by them and conduct their research remotely through modeling. They don't live in West Roxbury. They live a far, far distance from West Roxbury.
People over profits.
Yeah, they're all about profits over people. Our experts have witnessed the level of seismic activity on the ground, know about the likelihood of cracks and leaks, and say that this pipeline doesn't belong anywhere, nowhere in an urban neighborhood. So why is this happening? Why is it happening despite legal action by the town of Dedham, the city of Boston, petitions across the state, resolutions for rehearing by elected officials at every level? Why does this build-out continue in the face of a formal request by the Massachusetts Attorney General that FERC review regional needs as a whole instead of segment by segment, which dishonestly represents the public need and convenience that they require under the National Gas Act? Why? In a word, FERC and the energy industry apparatus. That's why. Under FERC's standard tolling order response to all rehearing requests, companies like Spectra can build while we wait for a rehearing decision. They can recklessly move forward with eminent domain takings, beholden to no one under the lie of gas shortages in Massachusetts and the region, when all facts say otherwise at a critical inflection point in our climate future. And they do so with a record of safety violations and testimony by their own employees who tell of the policy of speed over safety. That's what's going on. Boom. Their lawyers, their lobbyists, their influence, their money are their tools. In the words of my friend and the Resist the Pipeline founder, Marla Markham, we can't win using their tools. We only win when we use our tools. Our hearts, our minds, our bodies, our souls, our That's what we put on the line last spring, summer, and fall, when over 41 people were arrested and work stoppages stopped. When work stopped, we stopped it. And that's what we're going to continue to do until this insanity stops. abuse come because the people united will never be defeated. 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 The people united will never